Welcome back. In this short revision session, we'll quickly brush up on key ideas about fractions. We'll cover everything from their core properties to smart ways of working with them in real-world and exam problems. Let's dive right in. By the end of this video, you will be able to identify equivalent fractions, compare and order them, perform basic operations, and convert them into other forms like decimals and percentages. Let's start with the fundamental concept of equivalence. Fractions that look different can actually represent the exact same value. For example, 1/2, 2/4, and 4/8 are all equivalent fractions. They all represent the same portion of a whole. There are two main ways to create or find equivalent fractions. First, you can simplify a fraction by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by a common factor. This is often called reducing a fraction to its lowest terms. For instance, let's simplify the fraction 12/18. We need to find a number that divides evenly into both 12 and 18. We can see that 2 is a common factor. Dividing both by 2 gives us 6/9. But is 6/9 in its lowest terms? No, because 3 is a common factor of 6 and 9. Dividing both by 3 gives us 2/3. So 12/18 is equivalent to 2/3. A faster way is to find the greatest common factor, or GCF. The GCF of 12 and 18 is 6. Dividing both by 6 directly gives us 2/3. The second way is to create an equivalent fraction by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by the same non-zero number. This is useful when you need to find a common denominator for addition or subtraction. Let's say we want to create an equivalent fraction for 3/5 that has a denominator of 20. We ask ourselves, what do we multiply 5 by to get 20? The answer is 4. So we must also multiply the numerator, 3, by 4. This gives us 12/20. So 3/5 is equivalent to 12/20. Remember, the key is to always do the same thing to the top and the bottom of the fraction. This ensures the value of the fraction doesn't change. Next, let's tackle how to compare and order fractions. This is a crucial skill for many types of problems. Our objective here is to be able to determine which of two fractions is larger or smaller. There are a few methods, but one of the fastest and most reliable is cross-multiplication. Let's compare 3/7 and 4/9. To use cross-multiplication, we multiply the numerator of the first fraction by the denominator of the second, and vice versa. So we multiply 3 by 9, which gives us 27. Then we multiply 4 by 7, which gives us 28. Now we compare these two products. Since 27 is less than 28, it means the first fraction, 3/7, is less than the second fraction, 4/9. This method works every time and is very efficient. Let's try another one. Let's compare 5/6 and 7/8. We cross-multiply. 5 times 8 is 40, and 7 times 6 is 42. Since 40 is less than 42, we know that 5/6 is less than 7/8. Another useful technique, especially for estimation, is to use benchmark fractions like 1/2 or 1. This can help you quickly get a sense of scale. For 3/7, half of 7 is 3.5. Since 3 is less than 3.5, we know 3/7 is less than 1/2. For 4/9, half of 9 is 4.5. Since 4 is also less than 4.5, 4/9 is also less than 1/2. This method tells us they are both less than 1/2, but it doesn't tell us which one is smaller. For that, we need to go back to cross-multiplication. So while benchmarks are great for a quick check, cross-multiplication is the definitive method for precise comparison. Now, let's refresh our memory on how to perform the 4 basic operations with fractions. We'll cover addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. For addition and subtraction, the most important rule is that you must have a common denominator. You cannot add or subtract fractions with different denominators. Let's add 1/3 and 1/4. The least common multiple of 3 and 4 is 12, so our common denominator will be 12. We convert 1/3 to an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 12 by multiplying the top and bottom by 4, which gives us 4/12. We convert 1/4 by multiplying the top and bottom by 3, which gives us 3/12. Now that they have the same denominator, we can add the numerators. 4 plus 3 is 7. The denominator stays the same. So 1/3 plus 1/4 equals 7/12. For multiplication, the rule is much simpler. You just multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. Let's multiply 2 over 3 by 4 over 5. We multiply 2 by 4 to get 8, and 3 by 5 to get 15. The result is 8 over 15. A great tip for multiplication is to simplify early. Look for common factors between any numerator and any denominator before you multiply. This makes the numbers smaller and easier to work with. For division, there's a simple trick. Dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. The reciprocal of a fraction is just the fraction flipped upside down. Let's divide 3 over 4 by 1 over 2. The reciprocal of 1 over 2 is 2 over 1. So we change the division problem into a multiplication problem. 3 over 4 times 2 over 1. Now we multiply. 3 times 2 is 6, and 4 times 1 is 4. This gives us 6 over 4. We can simplify this by dividing both by 2, which gives us 3 over 2. As an improper fraction, this is 1 and 1 over 2. So remember the key rules. Common denominator for addition/subtraction, multiply straight across for multiplication, and multiply by the reciprocal for division. Finally, let's look at how fractions connect with other number forms. Being able to convert between them is a key skill. We'll cover improper and mixed fractions, and how to convert fractions to decimals and percentages. First, improper and mixed fractions. An improper fraction is one where the numerator is larger than or equal to the denominator, like 7 over 4. A mixed fraction combines a whole number and a proper fraction, like 1 and 3 over 4. To convert an improper fraction to a mixed fraction, you divide the numerator by the denominator. The quotient is the whole number, the remainder is the new numerator, and the denominator stays the same. For 7 over 4, 7 divided by 4 is 1 with a remainder of 3, so 7 over 4 becomes 1 and 3 over 4. To go the other way, from a mixed fraction to an improper fraction, you multiply the whole number by the denominator and add the numerator. This sum becomes the new numerator, and the denominator stays the same. For 2 and 1 over 3, we multiply 2 by 3 to get 6, then add 1 to get 7. The denominator is 3, so 2 and 1 over 3 is equivalent to 7 over 3. Next, converting fractions to decimals. This is straightforward. You simply divide the numerator by the denominator. For example, 3 over 4 is 3 divided by 4, which equals 0.75. For 1 over 3, 1 divided by 3 gives us 0.333, and so on. This is a repeating decimal, which we can write as 0.3 with a bar over the 3. It's important to know that any repeating decimal can be expressed as a fraction. For instance, 0.142857, repeating is equal to 1 over 7. Finally, to convert a fraction to a percentage, you first convert it to a decimal, and then multiply by 100. Let's convert 2 over 5 to a percentage. First, 2 divided by 5 is 0.4. Then, we multiply 0.4 by 100, which gives us 40%. So, 2 over 5 is 40%. Let's quickly recap what we've covered. We've brushed up on the key ideas about fractions. We started with equivalence, learning how to simplify and create fractions. We then moved on to comparing them using cross-multiplication and benchmarks. We reviewed the rules for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions. And finally, we saw how to convert fractions into mixed numbers, decimals, and percentages. These conversions are key for switching contexts, from pure math problems to interpreting data, measurements, or financial figures. You are now able to identify equivalent fractions, compare and order them, perform basic operations, and convert them into other forms. Keep practicing these skills as they are fundamental to many areas of mathematics. Thanks for watching.